you won't have to worry too much longer about me wearing the same shirt. I'm going to work anyways, but without that in mind, let's talk about Patreon, my Wiry, the YouTube channel, and a little bit about my own life. We'll start with Patreon. Here's a quick guide about how to do the tiers. My personal favorite way to go about it, even if you're not sort of a LOA kind of person, manifestation, even if you don't see yourself as a person who makes a lot of money or even are literally whatever that means. Here's my best advice for how you go about Patreon. For my page on Tony Cashman's story-driven claymation, what you should probably do, in my opinion, if you can do it, not gonna blame you if you can't, is go straight for Clay Beast, 12 frames per second, and then slowly either jump straight into Clay Roadster, 48 frames per second, or get to Clay Scientist 24 frames per second, and then Clay Roadster from Clay Beast. That will take you about the $7, then 20, then 60, in that order, or 7 to 60, and then you just work with that. Starting off with Clay Beast because that's the recommended one, but my personal favorite is Roadster because that's the highest one you can get without being a limited tier patron, being cockblocked by that. Sorry, YouTube. Or being not having to worry too much about the money or what you get from it, even if that's not supposed to matter. On to Mighty Wiry LLC. We might lose the website. Not gonna lie, because some personal family affairs getting in the way, so I'm gonna have to work with that over time. If we lose the website and I start using Squarespace, that's not the end of the mission. That's not the end of Inside Rye Point culture. And it's certainly not the end of Tony Cashman. So it's like, but let's say I have until October 5th, 2023 to make that work. Because the ads for Yelp for Business run, after the $300 of credit runs out for free, I have to start paying for those in early October on the Yelp Business page, the landing page. And I also start charging for the scheduler from Acuity Scheduling for the Squarespace site, and those happen both early October, and so that's why I start getting cooked even more than I already have been from family affairs again, and not all I'm gonna say about that, and having to deal with the fact that I am indeed spending a fortune to make this shit run, even if it's a so-called non-investment or not having to work with getting money back, which doesn't matter to me, even if money should matter to an extent, and it is crucial in the human game, it's not what it looks like. So it's like, even as far as with or without the spirituality aspects of manifestation attraction. So it's like, again, we'll work with it. We'll just go through with the things. So on to my YouTube channel, Claymation Philosophy Self-Improvement. I've been doing pretty well, considering that I made the test subject blue claymation. I'll keep rehashing that done to death over and over, as I've still been doing. Talk about that, like freaking the test subject blue claymation over and over. The only claymation I made all month and even almost all year. And then in the last few weeks or so since then, but yeah, that was a blast making that minute and a half claymation update rehash version 2.0, and then still making philosophy videos and then merging them over time over this year and next year, and then coming through with the claymation ideas in the meantime if I get to them in next year. I'm not procrastinating. I'm just saying after I touched through claymation, it almost half my energy to do that, so I had to recover from that as well as making philosophy videos and still recovering from that as well. Too fast talking, but it's like we're working. Yeah, we did. But we're working through with the idea that I'm going to try to make sure. By the way, usually some 20 people don't mind that right now. But different philosophy but for the upcoming itself. And my matter. We are indeed working through the claymation and philosophy while we merge them to make the storyline driven content for claymation and philosophy be the best of both worlds. So that the talent and the passion come together in before. It doesn't have to just be only claymation or philosophy, but those will come back anyways, hopefully. So you won't be too disappointed if you don't like that content by now, or even ever did. But it's like not gonna shit on the haters too much. But if you're only here for the claymation and you just mute the claymation just to hear or see the audio or visuals, I don't blame you. I'm sorry I don't give you the content you want, or even I want sometimes. But I'm being true to myself and authentic. That's unforgivably unapologetic authentic without being too compromising or dangerous with it. So I'm learning the human game of giving people what they want servitude wise and doing what I want. Attractively wise, passion wise, or talent wise, with a talent for servitude, passion of self authenticity. So now we get into my lifestyle, story, and whatnot. You name it. Who is Tony Cashman, anyways? Well, as you'll see, as aforementioned, the next longer term, somewhat called intermediate project will actually be a claymation / video essay / deep illiterate take on the compare and contrast principles and the significance behind those things. Oh, and the longer term project ahead of that is the that Sign series, which is kind of like a Project Tether spinoff, but it's probably the more original series I'll go for anyways. Because after I make the video essay claymation, that'll come about a little bit easier, even though that's even harder and more advanced as an actual legitimate project than even the essay will do. Because the essay will run from 7 to 20 minutes long, but that Sign will be a full scale storyline series of claymation involving the classic character and sword from Algebreeze, which no one knows about since high school anyways. Not even high school really. I'm not showing myself for that. And the character Pale Hatchet from Project Tether, combining both of them, sibling relationship maybe between the female and male characters of those protagonist eras and characters. Because technically Anne will still be the main character of that Sign, but Pale Hatchet sides in as the true goddess for her own reasons. So sibling relationship between the two brunette characters, male boy and girl, or even an actual relationship between them, depending on how I do that properly or appropriately. But yeah, actually having that claymation come in handy will be a great thing. We're gonna go with the end card real quick. But I'm still talking, so before we end the video in 20 seconds, here's the thing. Patreon's still running. You can go there. It is patreon.com/TonyCashman. MyWiry.org will run until October 5th, 2023. Make sure you make the most of that before I have to shut it down, or if I have to, even if I don't. Oh, and be sure to watch more claymation on this channel, even if they come all the time. Take care, guys.